Enters this game with a record of 9-1. Their only loss of the season came a couple of weeks ago to Acton-Boxborough. They defeated Fitchburg earlier this season. Fitchburg comes into this game with a record of 8-2. And earlier this season when North Middlesex took on Fitchburg, that was one incredible matchup, Bob.
Certainly was. Were you at the game, Scott?
No, I was not able to be at that game, but I heard it was just a tremendous matchup.
Well, I'll tell you, North Middlesex defense came through. They had Fitchburg was on a 1-yard line, third down. North Middlesex recovered a fumble, and from then on it was all North Middlesex. Holstead broke off right tackle, went 55 yards, and got into scoring position for a field goal. And I'm telling you, that's what we expect today, probably about a 3-point game.
It's been an incredible matchup ever since these two teams renewed their rivalry back in, I believe it was 1989. In that game, it was the first time they had played in many years, and North Middlesex was victorious in that game by a score of about 44-0. But since then, it has been very close every single season. Last year, North Middlesex took the Division I Central Mass title by defeating Fitchburg, but the previous year, the first time they met in the Super Bowl, it was Fitchburg who won that matchup. It's the 5th consecutive season that the North Middlesex Patriots have been in the Super Bowl. North Middlesex won the Division II Super Bowl the 2 years prior to this. We will now pause for this afternoon's national anthem. The national anthem here at the Super Bowl game prior to the North Middlesex matchup against Fitchburg. And Bob, I had an opportunity to see North Middlesex for the first time actually on Thanksgiving Day when they traveled down to Cambridge Ringe and Latin and really took care of the Cambridge Ringe and Latin Falcons, winning that game 46-20. But in actuality, that game wasn't even as close as the score indicated.
Absolutely not. North Middlesex went in there again, was a big, powerful running team, and Cambridge Ridge and Latin came out of that Boston Conference League. And to be quite frank with you, they were a little slow getting off the ball. They really weren't a threat all day, but God bless them. They scored 20 points. We had a lot of underclassmen in there, and it was good experience to see our underclassmen in there, and I think it'll give them experience in this game.
Fitchburg, in contrast, is coming off a tremendous battle on Thanksgiving Day when they took on their traditional rival Leominster and defeated them in a wild shootout by the final score of 44-40. Well, we're just about ready to get underway here with today's Super Bowl game. North Middlesex will be kicking off to Fitchburg. To start things off, number 41, Mike Bolak, is back deep for Fitchburg. And number 34, Casey Lavery, the place kicker for North Middlesex, ready to kick the ball off.
Well, the field's in ideal condition right now. There's the kick.
It's a very short kickoff. It's going to bounce and be fielded at the 35-yard line and taken down right away at the 37-yard line by the North Middlesex Patriots, and the Patriots will come up first, and I guess there's a fumble on the field, and the Patriots have recovered. So a big break early, Bob, for the North Middlesex Patriots.
Looks like we have a man hurt down in that field, but it certainly was a big break. They came in there, they really hit hard, they stuck it to them, and it looks like North Middlesex really wants this. They're going out with a lot of power right now.
A North Middlesex player is down on the field right now. It looks to be number 33, I believe, Matt Kingsley. Of course, this is a field surface that the North Middlesex Patriots and Fitchburg as well aren't used to playing on. This is generally the only time of the year that they play on the artificial turf.
Well, you know, Matt Kinley down, he's one of the keys in this defense and offensive club. I certainly hope he's all right. But I'll tell you, on the kickoff, special teams, and so forth, Matt Kinley's been really in there. He's been on the big sticks, and this obviously was another big stick. So let's hope that everything's all right with Matt, because they need him in there.
It'll be 1st down and 10 when we get things underway here. 3 weeks ago is when the North Middlesex Patriots took on Fitchburg. The final score of that game was 23-20. North Middlesex came out the next week and faced a very tough and very surprising Acton-Boxborough team. They wound up coming out short in that game and then were victorious over Cambridge Ridge and Latin to finish off the season. Fitchburg, after that tough loss against North Middlesex, came back in a big effort against Westborough, a perennial difficult team for these teams in Central Mass to play. Fitchburg defeated Westborough by a final score of 31-14, and then, of course, they played Leominster last week, as noted before, winning that game by just 4 points. And while it's apparent that we're going to have a few more minutes here, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back when the action resumes here from WPI Alumni Field, the North Middlesex Patriots against the Fitchburg Red Raiders.
I knew who I was. I knew who I wasn't. Thanks to my father. He was a builder. Sometimes a boy needs to talk about things that bother him. Pressures from friends, or today it's drugs, I suppose. And when I needed someone to talk to, he wanted it to be him, his values, not someone else's. Years later, we stood and waited for the bus to take me to college. He gave me an old nail to remind me of the fruits of work. But now it reminds me more of him, and how it wasn't just houses he was building. The closer you are to your children, the further they'll be from drugs. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
We're back here on the Neshoba Cable System. Scott Stitcher along with Bob Goudot from WPI Alumni Field here in Worcester, Massachusetts, where the North Middlesex Patriots are getting set to take on the Fitchburg Red Raiders for the Division I Super Bowl. On the opening play of the game, the opening kickoff was fumbled by the Fitchburg Red Raiders, recovered by the North Middlesex Patriots. But on that play, number 33, Matt Kingsley, sustained what appears to be a serious injury, and after a lengthy delay, he was finally helped from the field, and it looks like we're finally ready to get underway with action here in this game. North Middlesex comes out with the wishbone offense. 1st down and 10 from the Fitchburg 36-yard line with 10:53 to go here in the first quarter. The handoff on 1st down is taken around the right side, inside the 30, down to the 25, down to the 20, inside the 10, and touchdown North Middlesex. Jamie Holston, 36 yards on the first play from scrimmage of the game, and the North Middlesex Patriots have taken a 6-0 lead. So, Bob, we talked about what effect it would have, that long delay. North Middlesex came right out on the first play. Jamie Holston, who has had such a tremendous season, took it 36 yards, broke one tackle, but basically was untouched into the end zone.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a great block out there by Joe Piscatello, but it was a handoff, and I'll tell you, Jamie came right off that right end. He broke the outside, and he went all the way. It was just, I told you, it's going to be speed versus power.
Casey Lavery on to attempt the extra point. That would give the North Middlesex Patriots a 7-0 lead. The snap is high, the kick is away, and the kick is going to be no good. High snap that time, and Lavery was rushed. But nonetheless, the North Middlesex Patriots strike first blood in this matchup, take a 6-0 lead, and that's quite a way to set the pace for this tremendous game.
Well, it's young. The game just started, obviously. We were at 10:41 when he scored. They've got a long way to go, but that just gives you an indication of North Middlesex power. They do it with speed. Well, now Fitchburg has the ball, and Scott, let's see what happens here.
On the opening kickoff of the game, of course, it was a short bounding kickoff that was bobbled at the 35-yard line by the Red Raiders and was recovered by the North Middlesex Patriots, which led to that 36-yard touchdown run. Now, once again, Casey Lavery is on to kick the ball off. Lavery, a sophomore. Younger brother, of course, of Rob Lavery, who's the starting quarterback for the team.
You know, I don't know if it's by design, but he always keeps it on the field. He never has a long kickoff. It's always short and low.
Hoping to get a good bounce. This time the ball carries a little bit further and is picked up at the 26-yard line. Of course, high school rules, once your knee hits the ground, once you have possession of the ball, that's the end of the play. So that's where the Fitchburg Red Raiders will start off. First down and 10 from their own 26. 10 minutes and 38 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And the North Middlesex Patriots with a 6-0 lead.
That's an indication of how kids watch pro. They put their knee down and they take off with the ball. Like you said, you can't do it in high school football. And Roberto Felice, number 24, did that. So
it'll be first down and 10 for the Fitchburg Red Raiders from the 26-yard line. Fitchburg sets up with two wide receivers, one split to the far side right and one in the slot, and now there's a delay, a whistle on the play as the ball was bobbled momentarily. Fitchburg has the two wide receiver offense, a fullback and a tailback, along with a tight end. Now in motion to the far side is one of the wide receivers. The handoff on first down is taken right up the middle to the 27-yard line. And that ball was taken by number 32, Ryan Keenan, the tailback.
You know, Brian Keenan is going to be the workhorse today like he has been all year. Now, if you notice the North Middlesex left side over there, North Middlesex really, Wallacott, Piscatello, and Piper, they're going to hold anybody. I think what Fitchburg has to do is go underneath with the short pass the rest of the day.
A 3-yard gain on the play. It'll bring up second down and 7 from the 29-yard line. Now they come up. Bolak is the fullback, Keenan the tailback. The pass this time on the play action is thrown up for grabs, and it's almost intercepted. Number 10, Scott Ruggles, had a shot at it, and pressure was coming against the Fitchburg quarterback, and he just had to get rid of the ball.
Well, I'll tell you why Fitchburg's doing that. There's a lot of suspect in North Middlesex secondary, but to be quite frank with you, they have a very good secondary. They just happen to play up a little. I think they're going to switch and do a little double coverage and possibly a zone, and it's really going to affect Fitchburg because they do have speed out there.
One of the reasons North Middlesex had difficulty against Acton Boxborough was the secondary. Fitchburg obviously trying to take advantage of that, but now they're faced with a 3rd and long situation. 3rd down and 7. The pitch out on 3rd and 7 and hit behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 yards was the tailback Keenan, and North Middlesex has forced a punt.
Did you see Steve Martin come across that ball? I'll tell you, he's dangerous. He's a very, very good player.
Fitchburg tried to fake the pitch out, and Steve Martin was not faked at all because he was right there to level Keenan on the play.
Timeout, North Middlesex.
And now North Middlesex calling for a timeout. They have Fitchburg back deep in their own territory, and perhaps North Middlesex might be looking to try to do something here.
Remember at the first, when the officials called the quick timeout, temporary timeout on the first play? Well, the reason being the center from Fitchburg, and this might seem insignificant for a lot of people, but he had a tendency to move that ball a little forward. And by doing that, you could cause a motion. So you notice the referee went over and told him. But I just thought I'd bring that out because the Fitchburg-North Middlesex game, he was doing it a lot and it was not called.
Very interesting point, Bob. The Fitchburg Red Raiders getting set to punt the ball off. Back at the 35-yard line for the Patriots is Jamie Holston. And stationed up a little bit further at the 45-yard line is Jason O'Laughlin. The punt is away. It's going to be in the area of O'Laughlin. It's going to bounce and be fielded by Holstrom at the 41-yard line. And there is going to be, the play is whistled dead. It looked like on that play, O'Laughlin may have motioned for a fair catch. And then, in turn, Holston would not be allowed to pick the ball up and run. If O'Laughlin did motion for the fair catch, then the play would be dead where the ball bounced.
That was just a regular mistake out there, and I think it cost North Middlesex a touchdown, to be quite frank with you. But hey, the high school kids, and that happens out there.
Holston had some room, but the North Middlesex Patriots nonetheless will take over possession. They'll be inside their own territory. They'll have the ball first down and 10 at the 36-yard line, which was the spot where Holston fielded the ball. North Middlesex on the first play from scrimmage. Jamie Holston took it around the right side, 36 yards for the touchdown. This is North Middlesex's second play from scrimmage in this game. They already lead 6-0. The handoff once again goes to Holstrom, this time on first down, and he powers his way forward to the 40-yard line, a gain of 4.
Now, if you notice that they all followed, the defense followed Holston over there. They're a moving defense. They're going to get suckered in, trust me, with a counter here or a short pass off the right flat, because it's going to burn them. You watch that defense over there.
Fitchburg defense obviously geared towards the running game of North Middlesex, and we saw that against Cambridge Ridge and Latin a couple of weeks ago when North Middlesex just did a simple play action. They had a wide receiver wide open down the right side. I wound up going for a touchdown. Second down now and 6 for the North Middlesex Patriots. The handoff goes right up the middle to the 43-yard line. Once again, it was Holstrom, and that'll set up a 3rd and short situation.
Yeah, Fitchburg is running almost like an old Oklahoma 7. And what happens in Oklahoma 7, you got your 2 outside people coming in. It's almost like a 9-man line. And I think they're suckering them right now. They gave it to Holstead. Again, they moved up. You look for a counter or a quick pass on this right side this time.
The ball is spotted at the 33-yard line. The Patriots have to get just across the 36 for the first down. Once again, they wind up with no wide receivers out, 2 tight ends, and the wishbone set. Once again, the handoff goes to Holstrom. He breaks the hole in the middle across midfield inside Fitchburg territory down to the 40-yard line. So they went right back to Holstrom on the play. And he just powered his way right through the middle. He just runs over people, Bob.
Yeah, did you see that offense? They moved to the right. He came back to the left off the outside tackle. There was a hole there, and boy, he moved right down. It was a great call.
First down, North Middlesex.
So the running of Jamie Holstrom, he has gotten the call on all 4 of North Middlesex's plays from scrimmage, and it has been very beneficial for the Patriots. They have the ball first down and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Fitchburg Red Raiders. 7:36 to go here in the first quarter, and the North Middlesex Patriots are holding a 6-0 lead. Once again, the handoff goes to Holstrom, and he powers his way forward. Now the ball is loose at the 39-yard line, and we'll have to see who recovered it.
Looked like
they're undoing the pile, and North Middlesex wound up with the ball. So Holstrom, the ball came out of his hand, and he was wise enough and aware enough to just turn around and fall right on it. And there's only a gain of 1 on the play, but fortunate for the Patriots, they didn't turn the ball over.
Well, you know, during the year, Holston had a problem fumbling. This is probably his 4th fumble of the season, and they've been in key matchup. But hey, let's not hold against the guy. He'll come back and he'll make up for it with 2 or 3 scores.
It's one tough thing for a power runner when you're running the ball up the field with people hanging off of you. Occasionally you can fumble the ball, but the benefits have far outweighed the damages this season. Back to pass is Lavery. He fires upfield, almost intercepted. The pass was a little bit ahead of the intended receiver, who apparently was Holstrom, and James McCall, brother of Zach McCall, who, as I mentioned before, a tremendous player for Fitchburg, who went on to Syracuse University. James McCall had a shot at it and just couldn't come down with it. And if he had caught the ball, he had a lot of room on that left sideline, Bob.
You know, the ironic thing about it, the second receiver out there, Holston, was open. If that went 8 inches in the air, he was gone. So, we'll see what happens here.
A 3rd down and long situation for the Patriots right now. They're at the 39-yard line of the Red Raiders. Once again, no wide receiver, 2 tight ends, and the wishbone set. The option play for Lavery. He's got to keep it. He heads across the 35, and he's pushed down to about the 31-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down, but North Middlesex would probably be well inclined to go for it here on a 4th and about 1.5 situation. A punt's not going to get them very much, and they've had tremendous amount of proficiency with their power running game this season. It looks as though a situation where North Middlesex might be able to come up with those 2 yards and keep the ball.
Yes, you're absolutely right. This is 4-down area, and I'll tell you right now, if Lavery had stayed to his right and came on the outside, he would have been long gone, to be quite frank with you. I think he prematurely looked inside and went, but it was a good run by him.
4th down and 2, and you would expect that Holstrom could be the call here as everybody's really packed in. Holstrom does get the call. He tries to power it along the left side, and he's not going to get it. Fitchburg was there waiting for him, knocked him down at the 31-yard line, and that's where they'll take over possession with 6:03 to go here in the first quarter, trailing 6-0 to North Middlesex.
Yeah, there was another case where Holston went out to the left side. If he stayed right, that hole was wide open. He could have drove a truck, and if he had just gone to his right, Scott, I think he would have been picked up 10, 15 yards.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Fitchburg Red Raiders at the 31-yard line, their own 31, 6:03 to go here in the first quarter. And Fitchburg is already trailing North Middlesex by a score of 6-0. North Middlesex defense was very stingy on that opening possession, as Fitchburg wasn't able to get very far. And a lot of movement on the line. North Middlesex players pointing towards the Fitchburg line, saying that they were drawn off sides.
He looked like number 80 did a little motion over there, but let's see what happened if he was touched. But it looked to me like number 80 in the offense.
We'll have to see. There were about 3 flags thrown, so we'll have to see how it decides out. And I guess North Middlesex moved prematurely, and there was contact. So that'll set up a 1st and 5 situation for the Red Raiders as they move the ball forward to the 36-yard line. 6:03 remaining here in the first quarter. North Middlesex with a 6-0 lead over the Fitchburg Red Raiders. And Fitchburg is able to move the ball up on the North Middlesex procedure infraction. Fitchburg sets up with their 2 wideouts, split to the left side now. The pitch out on 1st down, taken by Keenan. Along the left side, try to find a hole, and he's able to get forward and out of bounds to the 45-yard line.
But there's a flag in there because there was a hold coming out on either 70 or 74. You could see it as the play developed. He took the inside man and held him.
So the 1st down gain by Keenan could well be negated, and it will be. And that'll move the Red Raiders back, and we'll set up a 1st and 15 situation. The ball's moved back to the 30. The ball, the yardage counted off from the point of the infraction, which was further up near the 1st down marker. So it'll be 1st down at 11 for the Fitchburg Red Raiders. With 5:54 remaining here in the first quarter, North Middlesex still with a 6-0 lead here in the Division I Central Mass Super Bowl.
Look for a pass to Yarborough deep this time. They're going to have to get off there.
Once again, they have 2 wideouts split to the left side in the I-back formation. North Middlesex may have moved again, but they got back. Keenan takes the ball along the right side. He breaks 1 tackle and moves forward out to about the 40-yard line. He gained 9 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and short situation.
Yeah, Deceiving's a very deceiving runner. He does have speed once he hits that outside, and he also moves to his right and left. It's pretty hard to tackle him. He shook off 1 tackle, probably 5 yards short of that point.
North Middlesex, one thing on that play, North Middlesex was able to push the Fitchburg offensive line into the backfield. Keenan was just able to slip through. So as far as the battle of the line of scrimmage is concerned right now, North Middlesex has had the advantage. 2nd down and 2 for the Red Raiders. This time the handoff goes to the fullback, Bullock. He breaks a tackle, is inside North Middlesex territory, and is finally dragged down at the North Middlesex 37-yard line by Rob Lavery. So that time it was Mike Bullock instead of Keenan, and Bullock just got through with that initial surge, broke a couple of tackles, and North Middlesex had to track him down from behind. They wound up finally getting him down at the 37-yard line of the Patriots. So Fitchburg, the Red Raiders, moving the ball well for the first time in this ball game.
Well, Bolak used to be their quarterback. They made a change after the first 2 games, and I think it was a change for the best. He is a very good runner. They brought Stephanides in, and this turned the whole club around the first of the season.
1st down and 10 for the Red Raiders, just outside the 36-yard line of the Patriots. The wide receivers in motion, sets up 2 wideouts on the same side once again. The handoff this time goes to Keenan. Keenan's hit at the line of scrimmage and then squirms forward to the 33-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Sam Elliott did have his hand on him back of the line of scrimmage, but he couldn't hold him, and he picked up, 4 or 5 yards on that.
2nd down and 7 for the Fitchburg Red Raiders at the 33-yard line of the North Middlesex Patriots. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the first quarter of the Division I Central Mass Super Bowl between the North Middlesex Patriots and Fitchburg Red Raiders. The Patriots are holding a 6-0 lead. Once again, the wideouts are split to start this time for the Red Raiders. And now in motion goes McCall. The delay handoff goes to Keenan, and Keenan moves his way forward to the 30-yard line before he's brought down by Jason O'Laughlin. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 situation from just outside the 30.
Number 35, Mike Piper, grabbed him by the back of the shirt, and that slowed him up a little, so O'Laughlin finished it off.
3rd down and 4.
3rd down and 4 for Fitchburg, as they have their first considerable threat in this ball game.
I'd watch for a draw in this play right now. They like to soften up that middle.
The wideout split to the left side, Arojo and Yarborough, and now Yarborough goes to the far left. They stick with the draw play and powering his way forward for the 1st down to the 24-yard line was the fullback, Mike Bolak. So Fitchburg keeping the ball on the ground right now is having a great deal of success.
What keyed me off on that, when you run from an eye, it's probably one of the worst formations you'll ever throw from. You got 2 wide outs and a flanker. By the time it develops, you're in trouble, especially in high school. So you usually get to the first or second man through, and obviously it was the first man through with that.
Fitchburg has been consistent with the I formation set along with 2 wideouts, usually split to the same side. They usually send one in motion. Right now McCall is split to the far side right, Gallagher split to the near side left, and now McCall goes in motion. This time the handoff is taken by Keenan around the right side, and he is chopped down at the 21-yard line. A gain of about 4, but good pursuit that time by the Patriots.
Yeah, Matt Dawson, again, he's only a sophomore. Matt, he did a great job. He came across, he pursued, and he really did a good job in that one.
2 minutes and 23 seconds remain here in the first quarter. From Alumni Field here on the campus of WPI, the Division I Central Mass Super Bowl.
Look for them to go to either Yarbrough or McCall this time. I don't think they're going to run the ball. I think they're going to try to hit the end zone with a 2-man out there.
Well, Arroyo sets up as one of the wideouts, and Clarence Yarbrough is the other. He splits now to the far side left. And it looks to be an option play. It's pitched back and fumbled. The ball's on the ground at the 30-yard line. It's still on the ground. Fitchburg, it's going to roll out of bounds way back at the 40-yard line. So Fitchburg is going to retain possession, but they lost 18 yards on the play. And that's going to hurt. I noticed momentarily that Jimmy Holston came up a little bit slow and is walking gingerly on that left leg, left ankle. Hopefully that doesn't turn out to be anything serious. But the Fitchburg Red Raiders lose 18 yards on that play, and the ball just continued to bounce along that artificial turf. Nobody could come up with it, but it's beneficial for the Patriots because that sets up a 3rd down and 27 situation. Now Fitchburg pretty much has to go to the air.
Well, if you look at that last play, I'll be honest with you, it looked like a pitch out, but if we had a replay, I think he was going to throw a pass off that. The receivers were going down deep.
So perhaps a halfback option that never materialized. Nonetheless, it's now 3rd down and 27. This time McCall goes in motion to the opposite side, sets up 2 wideouts on either side. The delay handoff goes to Keenan, and he doesn't get very far at all as he's chopped up across the 39 down to the 37-yard line. And the Red Raiders will be forced to punt on 4th down and 24 with under 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter.
Well, that was a very poor call by Fitchburg. I mean, they had 16, 18 yards to go, actually 20-something yards, and right away they go into a draw play. You don't do it. You have to pass. You have to go for the score.
Fitchburg apparently conceding the punt on that play. The kick is away, and it is going to be let drop by O'Loughlin. Wisely so, as the ball skits into the end zone. And North Middlesex will set up with 1st down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. It'll be interesting to see whether Holston comes onto the field. As I mentioned a couple of plays before, he walked off a little bit gingerly. And I don't see him on the sideline right now, so North Middlesex may have to go with a new fullback, with a new tailback for once or twice here. He's stationed on the bench here along the sideline of the Patriots, so the Patriots are going to have to go to another running threat right now.
Well, you can't get 2 big losses like Kingsley and Holstead in one game.
It's going to be difficult, but the Patriots have a 6-0 lead. They have the ball 1st down and 10 from their own 20. The handoff is taken and fumbled. It's on the ground, and Fitchburg has it at the 22-yard line. The ball was taken by the halfback, and the ball skirted loose, and the Fitchburg Red Raiders come up with it.
That was Jim Thomas came over. He's a senior.
Their senior captain.
Please move your car or we'll be towed.
Came up with the ball at the 22-yard line of North Middlesex. So Fitchburg now has a threat with 1:11 to go here in the first quarter. North Middlesex has a 6-0 lead over the Red Raiders.
I think Fitchburg's going to come out and strike quick in this one, Scott.
Trying to take advantage of momentum, perhaps. You're right, Bob. They got the 2 wideouts split to the far side right. A row in the slot. It's kept on the option play by Stefanades, and he doesn't really get anywhere. He's taken down right at the line of scrimmage by a host of swarming Patriots.
Joe Piscatello, he just came right across and put him right down. That was a great job. And also, Ruggles, number 10, came up from his safety spot.
A loss of almost a yard of the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11 now for the Fitchburg Red Raiders. We're inside of a minute to go here in the first quarter. North Middlesex scored on their first offensive play of the game after recovering an onside kick and waiting after a substantial delay due to injury. They came out with their first play from scrimmage and scored on a 36-yard touchdown run by Holston, but since then, the 2 teams have battled to a draw at 6-0.
Here comes a pass play. You can see it coming, Scott.
2 wideouts split to each side. Rolling out to the right is Stefanidis. He fires downfield, complete inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. The pass was completed to Bolak, the fullback, out of the backfield. Tremendous call, Bob, and that gives Fitchburg a first down in goal situation inside the 10-yard line. I think he wound up getting knocked out of bounds at about the 5. So Fitchburg will have the ball first down in goal at the North Middlesex 6-yard line with 13 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and we probably will not have another play in the first quarter. So a very interesting first quarter of action comes to the end here at Alumni Field in WPI. With the score, the North Middlesex Patriots 6 and the Fitchburg Red Raiders 0. We're going to take a break. Scott Souza along with Bob Goudreau. A reminder, you're listening to Neshoba Cable Systems high school football coverage.
The New England Division of the Corps of Engineers is involved in much more than those networks of dams and hurricane protection projects that have saved the citizens of New England more than $2.3 billion. Much of the division's work impacts positively on those things which are truly important: quality of life and the future of our planet.
Would be proud of.
Scott Souza back here along with Bob Goudreau from Alumni Field here on the campus of WPI College in Worcester, where the Fitchburg Red Raiders are starting off the second quarter with first and goal from the 6-yard line. They have Bulak, the fullback, and he gets the call on first down. He powers his way forward to about the 2-yard line, and that'll bring up second down and goal. We're just underway here in the second quarter with a score: the North Middlesex Patriots 6 and the Fitchburg Red Raiders 0, but the Red Raiders are threatening.
Yeah, they're right on the half-yard line, Scott. I think with their power runner, nothing's going to hold them out here.
North Middlesex would have to come up with a tremendous stand, obviously 4-down territory. It'll be second down and less than a yard to go for a touchdown for the Red Raiders.
Their first meeting this year, Fitchburg were in the same position and fumbled, and North Middlesex went on to score after that.
It's Bolak and Keenan, the fullback and halfback, and one of them figures to get the call unless Stefanati keeps it. North Middlesex moves, and that really doesn't have a lot of consequence because the ball's right there anyways. But it's going to move the ball a little bit closer. Stefanati's, the quarterback, may have in mind a quarterback sneak here as well. So really 3 options right now for Fitchburg.
Well, I think what they'll do is obviously they're going to sneak it. They're not going to have a handoff. They don't want to lose the ball. So if I were them, I use Stefanati's, and if I was North Middlesex, I'd overstack it and bring the linebackers over.
The Red Raiders probably keeping in mind that opportunity that they had in the first meeting between these two teams in which they fumbled on the goal line. They don't want to make a mistake here. This time it is a handoff taken around the right side by Keenan, and he's got a touchdown. A touchdown for Ryan Keenan, and Fitchburg has tied this game up with 9 minutes and 57 seconds remaining here in the first half.
You know, it's amazing it was a turnover that led to this. Fitchburg offensively has done nothing, but hey, that's all it takes is a little fumble here and there, and boom, you score.
It's a game of breaks. Fitchburg on now to attempt the extra point. The kick is going to be up, and the kick is going to be good. So the Fitchburg Red Raiders, off the North Middlesex turnover, move the ball 23 yards in just over 3 minutes and take a 7-6 lead with 9:57 remaining here in the first half.
You know, it's history repeats itself. In almost all the other games, Fitchburg has gone up, North Middlesex misses a point, and then all of a sudden they come back. So like I said, it's going to be a close game all the way, but North Middlesex speed has really been slowed up with Kingsley and Halston hurting right now.
One thing that bodes well for the Patriots, Halston is walking along the sideline, and he appears that he should be okay to go back into the game. He's favoring that ankle just a tad, but he'll probably be able to come back into this game. And North Middlesex will probably really need him for the duration here. With the injury to Kingsley, they're already 1/3 gone on the Wishbone offense, and if another one was to go down, losing 2/3 of the 3 running back set would really be disappointing for them. The Patriots are going to receive the kickoff here. Anthony DeVito to kick the ball off for the Fitchburg Red Raiders. Back deep for the Patriots, Jesse Auburn, along with Jason O'Laughlin. The kick is short. It's away. It's going to bounce and be fielded at the 21-yard line. This is returnable across the 35, across the 40, and taken down at about the 45-yard line after a good return is the Patriots. So the Patriots are going to wind up with good field position here with 9:47 remaining in the first half, trailing 7-6.
Now, Pearson got that ball. Now, people don't realize it. He's a tremendous, strong fullback. You're going to see a lot more of him now. He'll pick up that 8 or 9 yards for you. That was a good power run up the middle.
North Middlesex first down.
Holston does come back on the field. He's going to be joined in the backfield by Auburn and Mike Piper. As the Patriots have the ball, first down and 10 from their own 46-yard line. 9:47 to go here in the first half. With the score, Fitchburg 7 and the North Middlesex Patriots 6. Now North Middlesex with a little bit of different look. They only have the 2 running backs set, and they set up one wide out short to the right side. The handoff goes to Holstrom, and he's only able to get a yard, so Fitchburg really wasn't fooled by the different offensive formation from the Patriots.
Well, you look for a reverse here. Again, that flow went over to that right side with Holston. They did the same thing in the first game. They know each other, these coaches. I think they're going to come out of the little conservative shell and start doing some fancy stuff here.
As you mentioned, Bob, these teams know each other well. They played each other twice a year for the past 3 seasons now. So they know each other's styles. North Middlesex tried to mix it up a little bit there, but little or no consequence. It'll be second down and 9 as they go back to the wishbone set. The handoff is taken along the left side out to about the 50-yard line, midfield by Jesse Auburn. And that'll set up a third down and 6 situation for the Patriots.
Now, Jesse Auburn is probably one of the fastest backs out here. You get him in the open, nobody's going to touch him, Scott.
It'll be third down and 6 for the Patriots at midfield, 8:45 remaining in the second quarter. The score, the Fitchburg Red Raiders 7 and the North Middlesex Patriots 6. Here in the Division I Central Massachusetts Super Bowl. Lavery comes up to the line of scrimmage. The option play is pitched out to Holstrom. He fumbles back inside his own 45, and he's going to be brought down back at his own 42. So once again, the option play doesn't quite work out as it's bobbled momentarily, and North Middlesex is going to be forced to punt.
There's no question about it. Holston is hurting out there. He couldn't even plant his right foot to come off that. I think you'll see him come out. He is hurt. I think the secondary, once he gets in there, if he's in the secondary, they're going to work on him and passing.
He was walking somewhat gingerly. Patriots have the ball now, fourth down and 11 from their own 44-yard line. And Lavery wants to call a timeout. They came out with Holstrom and Lavery, but North Middlesex is going to call their second timeout, so obviously things didn't set up as they had hoped. And North Middlesex called their second timeout of the first half with 7 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the first half, and North Middlesex trailing 7-6.
I think it's a bad mistake to let Holston to punt this ball out of there. He's hurting. A bad snap. You can have him turn his leg. He could kick that ball any place. I think they should use another punter, but hey, who knows, Scott?
Not sure who their backup punter would be, but it's an interesting point, Bob. Holstrom obviously having some problems with the ankle. I can't quite recall which ankle it is, whether it be the kicking ankle or the planting ankle, but either way on a punt, both legs have to be firm, and if you're favoring one or the other, then you run into a difficult situation, and Holston does come off the field right now.
Well, they're going to use, I don't know who's going to do the punt, and it's either going to be Pearson, but I think it's a smart thing to do is not let Holston do it.
Very wise point, Bob. And North Middlesex set to kick the ball away now. The ball is booted away. It's almost blocked. There may have been a finger on it. It's fielded fair, caught back at the 29-yard line, and that's where Fitchburg's going to set up. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Red Raiders at their own 29-yard line. 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Fitchburg trying to build on a 7-6 lead.
Well, I think the North Middlesex defense has to rise to the occasion. They have 2 of the 1 and 2 runners out of the game, and it's going to be a tough grind for North Middlesex to get back in there.
Facing a great amount of adversity. But their defense has done a decent job to this point stopping the Fitchburg offensive attack. Fitchburg's only touchdown came via a turnover, or was set up by a turnover deep in the Patriots' territory. On first down, the handoff, and stuffed right at the line of scrimmage is Bolak. and that will get the rather large North Middlesex contingent excited here on the first play of this drive.
See Wallacott come across that line, he was like a cat. Came right across and he popped him right in that backfield. Well, I'll tell you, with Matt Kingsley out, you know, people don't realize, not only offensively, but defensively, he was a gem and a marvel in that secondary.
One of their best defensive players. Left this game on the first play of the game when he was injured on the kickoff. It's 2nd down and 10 now. And the ball is taken along the left sideline, across the 35, out of bounds at about the 36-yard line off the pitch. It'll be short of a first down. It'll bring up 3rd down, and depending on where the ball is spotted, probably about 3 yards to go for the first.
Yeah, he's on the 35-yard line. North Middlesex went for the bait, and the kid went on the outside. It was a good call, and they're going to have to. This is a key stop right here, Scott.
Well, you said it, Bob. Very important right here for North Middlesex to stop Fitchburg, get the ball back. We're down to 6 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the first half. Fitchburg has the ball with a 7-6 lead. The Red Raiders, Stefanidis comes up to the line of scrimmage. Bolak and Keenan are his running backs. This time the pitch out goes to Keenan along the left side, trying to do the same play. He's able to get forward across the 45, out of bounds. At about the 45-yard line of Fitchburg, he'll have plenty enough for the first down, and Fitchburg's drive continues.
If you look at that, Matt Dawson was sucked in a little, and he didn't stay home, and he came up too quick, and they got on the outside of him, and that's what happens. You've got to stay home out there and string them out.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Red Raiders with 6 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the first half. With the score, Fitchburg 7 and North Middlesex 6. Fitchburg is in white. North Middlesex is the home team in red.
Watch for the pass this time, Scott.
They have the wide receiver split. It seems to be a passing formation when they have one split to each side. And they do go back to pass on 1st down. Fires off the back foot is Stefanidis, and he overthrows it to the left sideline, and he was really crunched upon throwing that ball. It was a timing pattern, and Stefanidis probably had to get rid of it a little bit sooner than he wanted to, and he threw it off the back foot. That can sometimes be very dangerous. The ball simply goes out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
I'll tell you, that was good defensive coverage back there by Jeff Whalen. Did you see him all the way back there? He was really stride for stride with him, and he did a good job, but they're going to try to burn you on it, but I don't think North Middlesex will take that bait. I honestly think that Fitchburg has to stay with that power running in order to beat this club.
Going to have a timeout right here called by Fitchburg. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from their own 45-yard line. 6:36 to go here in the first half. With a score of the North Middlesex Patriots trailing the Fitchburg Red Raiders 7-6. Scott Souza along with Bob Goudreau from Alumni Field here in Worcester on the campus of WPI. Reminder, you're watching this game on Neshoba Cable Systems. High school football coverage.
What's your assessment right now, Scott? What do you think? What's running through your mind?
Well, obviously, North Middlesex has that quick strike offense. They're able to break a long gain at any point in time. That's been the case for many, many years, and it was the case in which they were able to get their first touchdown on the 36-yard run by Holston. But right now, the Patriots are, as you mentioned before, they're hurting with Holston walking gingerly on that ankle and with Kingsley out of the game. So the Patriots are going to have to win this one with a little bit more heart than pure talent right now. They've got to summon something to be able to pull this one out because they're not at 100%.
You're absolutely right, Scott. And Holston is down there getting taped up right now. I don't think he's 100%. You know, you can lose one key person, but you lose two. Psychologically, it becomes a problem, Scott.
North Middlesex faithful hoping that the Patriots will be able to rise to the occasion. They trail by only a point. It's 2nd down and 10 now from the 45-yard line for Fitchburg. Once again, the split wide receivers. They may be looking to pass again. This time it's the run taken by Keenan off to the left side. He's got a little bit of room along that sideline and gets knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. One of the Patriots in on that play was Jeff Whalen. But it'll be another first down for the Red Raiders as he goes out of bounds with 6:27 to go. Something I've seen that's a little bit interesting, North Middlesex has been moving the ball. Generally, they run the ball with the wishbone set off tackle. Fitchburg has done a lot, except for the fullback draws. They've done a lot of running to Keenan along the sidelines, trying to get around the corner and utilize their quickness.
Again, thank God they had Jeff Whalen out there. They wouldn't have caught him, but they're trapping those ends and they're coming in. Watch them. The ends aren't staying home and they're having a problem.
Effective game strategy for head coach Ray Cosenza in Fitchburg. It's 1st down and 10 for the Red Raiders at the 42-yard line. Lots of movement. That time it was against Fitchburg. as Stefanidis with hard counts hoping to draw North Middlesex offsides, but that time he drew his own team offsides. It'll set up a 1st down and 15 situation as they move back to their 48-yard line of the Patriots. 6:27 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, that was Gary Jackson. He got up out of his stance and it caused the motion play. Well, I think North Middlesex got to do it here. Piper's got to suck it in. A few of those boys got to get hot down there. They got to watch those corners. Albin's got to stay out there a little. They're getting sucked in there.
The option play this time by Fitchburg is taken by Keenan along the right side, but there's not a lot there for him as he's knocked down after a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd down and 13. So 2nd down and a long situation for Fitchburg, and that time North Middlesex wasn't surprised at all by the option play as they had a beat on Keenan all along.
Yeah, what stopped that was Ruggles, number 10, came up from his safety, and then Matt came along and he stopped the runner. So it was slow development, and I think the key person in that was Ruggles. He really strung him out and kept him on the inside.
2nd down and 13 now for the Fitchburg Red Raiders. 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the first half. Fitchburg is holding a 7-0 lead over the North Middlesex Patriots. Up to the line of scrimmage now, Stefanidis. He has wide out split to each side. Back to pass. Fires. The pass was intended for Yarber. It's intercepted by Rob Lavery along the left sideline. He tries to cut across the field. He's knocked out of the 42-yard line. But Rob Lavery caught the ball off the tip. And a tremendous concentration play that time by Lavery. He was right there, but he had the peace of mind to come up with the ball and start heading upfield. And North Middlesex catches a break, knocking down the long drive of the Fitchburg Red Raiders.
It was ironic. Stefanidis is the one that nailed Lavery, quarterback for quarterback in that one. But I'm just telling you right now, they're not going to. Fitchburg's not going to win this game with a pass. They have to stay with regular power. Now let's see what happens. They're still working on Jamie Holston on the sideline, Scott.
The pass was intended for Yarber, and it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. North Middlesex comes out with the I formation, set 2 tight ends and 1 wide out. Auburn split to the far side right. The handoff on 1st down is taken up the middle to the 47-yard line, a gain of 4. And as you mentioned, Bob, Holston not in there right now. Auburn actually in at the tailback position was the one who got the ball straight up the middle. But Holston still being worked on. It looks like that ankle is being taped up.
You know, Piper threw a great block out there, got Auburn those extra 3 or 4 yards. Auburn, once he gets in that open, he's gone. I mean, I don't know how Fitchburg is treating him, but they better watch him, Scott.
North Middlesex goes back to the wishbone set. 2nd down and 6 now from the 47-yard line of their own. The handoff goes to the tailback Auburn. He takes it near the 50-yard line where he's pushed back. But that'll set up a 3rd and short situation. We're under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. North Middlesex has the ball, but they trail 7-6.
I mean, you look at that whole defense. They're moving with North Middlesex ball. They've got to run some counters and everything because you can't keep doing that in the whole game. You can't just go on power. We're a speed team. So let's see if they see some adjustments out there. North Middlesex got some real good coaches and so forth. There's a timeout in the field, Scott.
North Middlesex forced to call their 3rd timeout of the first half. So here's hoping they don't need them late in the first half for a given situation, as they have burned a couple. But you have to figure that with 2 of their players out, the offense is going to be a little bit out of sync, and they want to make sure that everything's okay. They did fumble on 1 play earlier in this game. We have 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the first half. Fitchburg is leading North Middlesex by a score of 7-6. Fitchburg is in the road white, North Middlesex in the home red. And we were talking before, Bob, about the tremendous turnout we have. North Middlesex and Fitchburg, of course, quite a ways distance from Worcester. They have a little bit further to travel than many of the other schools who partake in the Worcester Super Bowls every year, but they brought down quite a contingent.
Yeah, they certainly have. And, of course, another key thing here, too. You know, we're talking about Holston. We're talking about Kingsley being out. Also, they don't have Tommy Drake in there. Drake is out. And also Razzaboni is out. So you're looking at 4 starters that are out, Scott.
Yeah, there are 4 players down. Razzaboni and Drake did not make the trip down with the team. 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the first half, and North Middlesex has a big 3rd down play. The handoff bowled right up the middle, and it looks as though a 1st down by Piper.
Depends on the spot right there.
Yeah, we're going to have to see where the spot is. His knee may have touched a little bit early, but I think
he made a bad spot there.
He got a tough spot.
That's going to make it by a nose, Scott, I think. But I think he put that in a bad spot.
It looked as though that Piper was able to get across the 36-yard line. The ball was spotted back just short of the 36-yard line, but nonetheless, it's enough for the first down. That'll bring up a first down and 10 situation from just outside of the 46-yard line of the Fitchburg Red Raiders with 4 minutes remaining here in the first half.
It was interesting. I was watching that ref. He put his spot down. He had it on his left foot. When he put the ball down, he played it off his right foot, Scott.
First down and 10 for the Patriots. This time the handoff goes along the right side across the 45-yard line down to the 42. That time the carry was Jason O'Laughlin, the sophomore.
So I think you can see a lot of sophomores in here now, and I'll be very frank with you. They're good running backs, O'Laughlin, Auburn. They really do a good job out there, and they got a freshman out here. They got some good ball players out here.
Well, you mentioned before a tremendous amount of depth for the Patriots. They're able to go deep into their lineup if necessary, and they've had to do so today. Holston is back into the game. As you heard, he got an ovation, and he gets the handoff here on second down, and he gets held up right at the 40-yard line. He does seem to be walking gingerly, maybe a step slower due to the injury to his ankle, but he does move the ball forward close to the 40-yard line, and that will set up a 3rd down and 5 situation, probably a little bit closer to the 41, just across the 41-yard line. Under 3 minutes remain now in the first half. North Middlesex is trailing this one by a score of 7-6.
I don't think I would have played Holston the rest of this half. I would have gone in the locker room, let him sit it out and get the foot better. But hey, that's the coach's decision. Let's see what happened. He's still limping out there.
North Middlesex apparently hoping to seize this opportunity in Fitchburg territory. Remember, they burned a couple timeouts, so they're going to be a couple timeouts short. Play action pass, fires to the left side and incomplete. The pass was intended for Grant Page. Page was open, but Lavery just threw it a little bit behind him. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 5 situation. And it's decision time for the Patriots. And probably with still over 2 minutes to go in Fitchburg with all their timeouts remaining, you wouldn't think that the Patriots would want to risk it in this situation of 4th and 5.
Well, I would punt. You're absolutely right, Scott. I wouldn't risk it either. I would punt, and I would let probably, evidently he's going to have Holston punt the ball. Again, I don't know if that's right, but hey, let's not second get the coaches, right?
Well, it's Holston's planting foot. Fitchburg is going to send 10 people, and Holston is able to get the ball away in a decent punt because it's going to take a nice bounce on this turf and roll deep inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9-yard line, down to the 8-yard line, and that's where it's going to be down by the North Middlesex Patriots down at the 8-yard line of the Fitchburg Red Raiders. So Holstrom, the ankle that was injured is the planting foot on the punt, but he was able to squirt it away. And the angle at which he kicked it, he got a nice bounce on that turf. It bounced at about the 20-yard line and rolled inside the 10. So Fitchburg now has just over 2 minutes to go 92 yards, and that's a tall task for the Red Raiders.
Well, I'll tell you, they're not going to get fancy here. They're just going to punch it back and forth. They got 2 minutes, and they're in the locker room to regroup. So, again, it's going to be the Keenan and Bolak show.
Probably just a couple of runs, hoping perhaps they could get lucky, but if not, they'd probably be content to go into the locker room with a 1-point lead. The handoff goes to Bolak, and they are going to get lucky because he cuts across the field and across the 25 to the 26-yard line. He was brought down from behind by a tremendous play by Jeff Whalen. That's the second time this game, Bob. We've seen Whalen come up and get somebody from behind, but an 18-yard gain from Bolak. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Red Raiders from the 26-yard line of their own with a minute 55 and counting to go here in the first half.
It was interesting. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage and still got away. He's a power runner, the Bolak.
2 wideouts are off to the left side. Little reverse to Keenan. Keenan across the 35 is knocked down at the 36-yard line, just short of another first down. A minute and 36 remaining, and Fitchburg is going to call their first time out of the half. With a minute 36 remaining here in the first half. They lead 7-6, but they're hoping to build on it prior to halftime here. They've already moved the ball 27 yards in 2 plays and have the ball second down and short just across their own 35.
I think what you're going to see now, the strategy is going to be changed a little. They're in the 35-yard line. I think you're going to see Bolak or Keenan. You're going to see some mix-up in passing here. And I think they're going to go to Yarborough and McCall. So I think now they're going to start throwing the ball, Scott.
With just over 90 seconds remaining, it would be difficult for them to run the ball the length of the field. They're probably going to have to go to the air at least once. to either stop the clock or to move the ball upfield, preferably for Fitchburg.
It's amazing how field position dictates the offense, doesn't it, Scott?
Well, Fitchburg got lucky on that first play from line of scrimmage. North Middlesex really had them backed up after the punt by Holstrom inside their own 10-yard line, but Bolak, as we've seen a couple times in this game, was just able to get past that initial North Middlesex surge, and once you get past the initial line of scrimmage, there's a little bit of a soft spot there, and he was able to run forward for 18 yards, and that set up what is turning into a Fitchburg drive.
Of course, what they're doing out there at Fitchburg is they're double teaming a lot on Wallacott in there, and number 84, Grant Page, because he's in there all the time, and they're doing a lot of double teaming on that line of scrimmage, Scott.
For Pittsburgh from their own.
Trying to neutralize Wallacott, of course, 6'1", 240 pounds, largest player in the North Middlesex team. The handoff goes to Bolak. That's not going to get him very far. It probably gets him enough for the first down.
Bolak tackled by Martin.
Well, actually, Sam Elliott was in there at 64. Really got a job on him. Then Martin came in to clean it up.
The clock stops momentarily while they move the chains. Now it starts back up again with a minute 28 to go. Stefanati's checking the play, but they have time considerations right now. A minute 20 to go. Play action. Stefanati's in all kinds of trouble, and he fires it to the ground as he is wrestled to the ground. That was number 87, Sean Murphy, and number 54, Wallacott. And he just got rid of the ball for the sake of getting rid of the ball right there. No flag, but it'll be second down and 10.
I thought that was a lousy call by the referees. That was strictly a grounding ball. He grounded, he just threw it in front of him, and sometimes I wonder if these referees have eyes looking upward.
Second down and 10 right now for the Red Raiders. They're at their own 37-yard line, a minute and 12 to go here in the first half. For Fitchburg, tremendous pursuit. North Middlesex wasn't fooled at all that time.
Watch a draw play here, Scott. Possibility.
They have the I-back set with Bolak and Keenan. They've gone strictly with them two the whole game. The handoff up the off tackle to Keenan, and Keenan isn't really able to get anywhere. He's finally tripped up at the 39-yard line, did a lot of tiptoeing, but only a 2-yard gain is what it got him. And Fitchburg is going to call their second timeout with 58 seconds remaining here in the first half. They're facing a 3rd and 9 situation from their own 38.
There's no question about it. They didn't have anyone fooled. It wasn't going to be a draw in there. They had 2 wideouts to the right, but that's not the way they come out of a passing offense. They usually have on both sides and a wideout, Scott.
North Middlesex defense has done a tremendous job in this football game. The only score that Fitchburg has had was set up in large part by the fumble recovery at the North Middlesex 22-yard line. So Fitchburg has been unable to put together a length of the field drive thus far. Of course, in the same tone, neither has North Middlesex. Their only touchdown of the game has also come off a turnover, the fumble on the opening kickoff.
I don't think it's obviously a passing down, Scott, but I don't think they'll throw a deep one. I think what they're going to do is try an underneath one to get the first down. That's what it looks like to me. If they don't make it, then they punt. The other way, they could chance an interception and could be in trouble.
Well, if the Fitchburg Red Raiders don't get this one, then of course they are forced to punt, and that would essentially be the end of the first half, unless something happened on the punt attempt, because North Middlesex wouldn't have enough time left to put together a drive. 3rd down and 9 for the Fitchburg Red Raiders. They have the ball at their own 38-yard line, 58 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and Fitchburg is holding on to a 7-6 lead.
The secondary has to, be on the toes back there, and everybody's back there wailing. So let's see what happens, Scott.
At the line, Stefanati's calling out the play. 2 wide out, split to each side. One to the far side left, one to the far side right. There was some motion, but no flag. The ball is handed off to Keenan. He breaks a hole. He's across midfield into North Middlesex territory, down at the 40-yard line. He got a first down, and Bob, North Middlesex had a couple of opportunities at Keenan, and they just couldn't bring him down.
That kid didn't catch him, he was gone.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Red Raiders. They call another timeout at the North Middlesex 40-yard line. Keenan was unable to get out of bounds, so North Middlesex forcing them to take another timeout. But now Fitchburg is definitely thinking score here in this first half. And it would be a tremendous momentum builder for them going into the halftime to be able to bring the ball down 92 yards for a score. They've already moved the ball 52 yards in that direction. They have the 1st down and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Patriots with 47 seconds remaining in the first half.
Well, Scott, that time North Middlesex was looking for a pass. I think they were sending everybody in, and they got all trapped inside, and Keenan got by that initial rush, and he picked up big yardage on it.
Fitchburg calls another timeout. Reminder, you're listening to you're watching the Division I Central Massachusetts Super Bowl from Alumni Field at WPI in Worcester, Mass. Scott Souser along with Bob Goodell, and you're watching it on Neshoba Cable Systems.
Well, I think you're going to look for, they have 40 yards to go, 47 seconds to do it in. I think the first play they're going to come out with a pass. And I think it's going to be a long one. It's going to be either to Yarbrough, it's going to go to McCall. So I think that's what they would do, but let's see.
North Middlesex secondary must be on guard in this situation. It's first down and 10 for the Red Raiders at the 40-yard line. They come up, they set up with two wideouts, both on the right side, Arahu and Yarborough. Yarborough in the slot. And the delay handoff goes to Keenan, and Keenan is just swallowed up by Dave Willicott. A tremendous tackle by Willicott as he was just standing there at the 36-yard line waiting for Keenan. And Willicott just thrust him down. Fitchburg moving to get up quickly to get another playoff here. They're down under 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. They have the ball at the 37-yard line of the Patriots. Stefanati's back to pass. He's in trouble. He escapes one attacker. He's going deep towards the end zone. Lavery is there, and he can't come up with it. He leaped a little bit early, had a hand on the ball, and just couldn't come down with it. And Fitchburg's going to have another opportunity, but North Middlesex put pressure on Stefanati's that time, and Stefanati's was going towards the end zone. But once again, the Patriots' pressure forced Stefanati's to have to throw off his back foot.
Well, you're right, Scott. Another thing in high school ball, the more pressure you put on this quarterback, most of them can't come through and complete it, to be very frank with you. And I don't think Stefanati's can. But the saver was Walcott that played before when he stayed home in there, number 54 in that draw. I'll tell you, that was probably a defensive stop right there.
The pass was incomplete, but it served to stop the clock with 18 seconds to go. Fitchburg's probably looking at either 2 or 3 plays left in the first half, depending on how long it takes them to develop. The pass is complete to the 30-yard line, and out of bounds quickly and wisely at the 27-yard line is the wide receiver Gallagher. And a lot of excitement over in the Fitchburg sideline as Gallagher was thrust to the ground by Willicott. No flag, but it will give the Red Raiders a first down and 10 at the Patriots' 26-yard line and stops the clock with 12 seconds remaining. So they're probably looking at 2 shots at the end zone right now, Bob.
Well, I'll tell you, Jeff Whalen, he was out of bounds. He did swing him down, not hard. The call could have went that way. But I'll tell you, I think what Fitchburg is really looking for is a field goal. I think I'm going to see another quick pop right here. If they drop it, fine. They set up for a field goal.
The artificial turf conducive to field goals, but North Middlesex has 1 shot to the end zone right now. They fire, and the pass is going to be caught at the 18-yard line, inbounds. A tremendous reception that time by Gallagher, and the clock stops with 6 seconds to go, so it's decision time for head coach Ray Casenza. The ball is going to be spotted at the 18-yard line. A field goal would be 35 yards on the turf. They're probably only going to have time for 1 play. And if they don't attempt a field goal right here, they're going to have to go towards the end zone because they're not going to have time for 2 plays.
Yeah,
they're going to take a timeout to talk this over.
Yeah, you're right, Scott. They're going to call a timeout, and I'll tell you right now, they're going to try either a quick pop or they're going to say, hey, let's go for the field goal right now. But my feeling is they're going to try 1 more pop down the sidelines, pick up another 5 yards.
That last play was a very quick play. The last 2 plays, both quick plays to the sideline, each took 6 seconds. They have the ball at first down with 18 seconds to go. They completed 1 pass quick to Gallagher, which took 6 seconds. Another pass quick to Gallagher, which also took 6 seconds. So a 6-second play right here would run them out of time because that's how much time there is remaining here in the first half. We have 6 seconds remaining in the first half. North Middlesex is trailing Fitchburg by a score of 7-6 here in the Division I Central Mass Super Bowl.
Well, this has been it's been built up to be 7-6 at the going into the half, unless Fitchburg scores before we go in. And without Holstein and Matt Kingsley in there, this is a different looking offensive team.
Fitchburg comes out right now. I don't see their place kicker on the field, so I have a feeling they're probably going to go for at least 1 more shot. And that shot may entail the end zone. The quick outs to the left side have taken about 6 seconds, but they've only gained them 10 yards, so a shot to the end zone would take longer than that. They got Yarborough split to the far side right. Back to pass. Stefanati's rolling out to the left side. He's going to try to run for it. He's got it inside the 10, inside the 5, and he's going to be stopped at the 3-yard line as time expires here in the first half. And that's going to be all. So the North Middlesex Patriots come up with a big stop as Stefanati's was able to get 15 yards, but not the full 18. And they're going to go into the halftime with a score, the Fitchburg Red Raiders 7 and the North Middlesex Patriots 6. We're going to take a break for halftime. We'll be back for the second half. A reminder, you're listening to the Division I Central Mass. You're watching the Division I Central Mass Super Bowl between the North Middlesex Patriots and the Fitchburg Red Raiders. Scott Souza along with Bob Goudreau on Neshoba Cable Systems.
I gotta go to.
Okay, attention asthma and allergy sufferers. The following demonstration will show you how to avoid sneezing, wheezing, watery eyes, and other discomforts associated with your condition. Okay, Joe, ready when you are. First, shut out all industrial pollutants. Don't expose yourself to cigarette smoke. Avoid exhaust fumes. How you doing, Joe? Good, good. Don't breathe in any dirt. Don't breathe in any dust particles. Let's see.
Pollen.
What?
Pollen!
Oh, right. Avoid pollen. Thanks, Joe. Tree pollen and grass pollen. Don't be around ragweed. Get rid of all animal hair. Oh, gee, I'm sorry, Joe. Anyway, stay away from mold. Don't breathe the air on hot days. Boy, this must be difficult, huh, Joe? You know, there is another way. There are treatments available, and they work, Joe. You should find out about them. With the right treatment, asthma and allergy sufferers can all breathe much easier. For free information, call this number.
Scott Souza back here with Bob Goudreau from Alumni Field here at WPI College, where the North Middlesex Patriots and the Fitchburg Red Raiders have completed one half of football, and they're getting set to take on each other in the second half of football here in the Division I Central Massachusetts Super Bowl here on Neshoba Cable Systems. Fitchburg leads the game by a score of 7-6. And Bob, very interesting first half. The two defenses played very well in the first half. And a big play at the end of the first half when the Fitchburg quarterback, Todd Stefanati's, was running towards the left side for North Middlesex to stop him just short of the end zone and preserve the 1-point deficit.
Yeah, well, obviously they were back there for quick pass play. He got loose, and he almost did get across, but he had 6 seconds to go, and North Middlesex stopped them. And I think that's a key. That's going to be a key in this game. They didn't score coming in. North Middlesex, like you said, and you're absolutely right, the defense has kept them in there. You lose two very good running backs, and Kingsley is also a tremendous defensive back. You can't lose that type of player and expect to come out and score 3 or 4 touchdowns.
We'll remind you that Matt Kingsley was injured on the first play of the game. He has not returned. And Jamie Holstrom suffered a sprained ankle early in the game and has been hampered by that injury throughout the game. But with a full half to rest the ankle and to get set for the second half, he may be able to be quite a bit more productive here.
Well, Scott, let me say one thing. North Middlesex is going to have to come out of a conservative mode. They're going to have to take a lot more chances. They're going to have to run counters. They're going to have to run pass plays. That's the only way they're going to beat this Fitchburg club. So I think you're going to find that Mr. Conservative is going to become Mr. Liberal this half.
Could well happen. We're just about ready to get underway here in the second half. Once again, the score, Fitchburg 7, North Middlesex 6. North Middlesex scored on their first play from scrimmage in the game after recovering a fumble on the onside kick on a 36-yard run by Jamie Holstrom. Later, early in the second quarter, Fitchburg took advantage of a North Middlesex fumble, moved the ball down, and scored on a 1-yard touchdown run. The kickoff is kicked away. It's short. It's going to be fielded at the 15-yard line by Jesse Auburn. Taken across the 25, and he is going to be knocked down at the 33-yard line. But earlier you mentioned, Bob, the quickness of Jesse Auburn, and it was evident on that play.
Yeah, he is very quick. They just got to get those holes open for him, and I think they're going to have to start doing it now. Right now, you get Auburn in the backfield, it looks to me, and it looks like a Holston back there, and it looks like he's not limping, so maybe they had a miracle at halftime.
Here's hoping for the Patriots faithful. North Middlesex has the ball. First down and 10 from their own 33-yard line. It's Pearson, Auburn, and Holstrom in the backfield. The handoff is taken along the left side by Pearson, and he just stayed on his feet and powered his way forward to the 42-yard line, almost 10 yards. And it looked like he was stopped twice on that play, but he just was able to keep his feet moving forward, and he got 8 yards.
Now you see what I mean? They took that motion, and Fitchburg took that motion and went to the right, and all of a sudden the whole team goes to the left side. Who's got the ball but Pearson on this side and almost got away?
North Middlesex now comes out with the I formation, similar to what Fitchburg's doing. And on the I formation, they send the handoff right up the middle across the 45 to the 48-yard line. A first down for the North Middlesex Patriots.
First down, North Middlesex.
It was Jamie Holston with his first carry of the second half. And the Patriots are now moving the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line with 10 minutes and 6 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. They trail 7-6.
Well, Holston really kicked his feet up on that one. He got up a little slow, but I think he's going to have to suck it in, and they're going to have to do that opposite motion in order to nail Fitchburg.
The large North Middlesex contingent cheering on the offense right now. Once again, in the I formation, Lavery's going to try to keep it. He slips one tackle. He's ahead across the 50-yard line, just into Fitchburg territory at the 49. And I think Lavery on that situation was hoping he had a lot more room than he actually did. He was able to spin forward for a gain of 2. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 at the 49-yard line of the Red Raiders.
Well, Lavery did a good job. But one thing is he outfaked himself. He turned around, spun around twice. If he had just gone straight ahead, he probably picked up 8 or 9 yards. But it was a good move for him. I give him a lot of credit. He did come out here. And the Fitchburg man stayed home, and that's what hurt that play.
You were correct in your assessment at halftime, Bob, that the Patriots were going to have to do some things a little bit differently here in the second half, and they've shown a couple of different looks and have benefited from them. Now, the option play is fumbled once again by Holston out of bounds at the 46-yard line, and that option play has really had a tough time working for the Patriots. It's been a staple of their offense, of course, of any wishbone offense, but especially the North Middlesex Patriots for many years, and it just doesn't seem like things are connecting on that play this afternoon. The ball was fumbled out of bounds. It'll be a loss of about 6 yards on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 13 from their own 46.
Well, let's give Fitchburg credit, too, because number 86, Aaron Waymore, he came across, and they're doing stringing them out, so their defense is really stopping that option, Scott.
The wideout split to the far side right is Whalen. And they have the wishbone set. The pitch out to Holston. Holston's going to throw the ball. Looking down the field. He's got a wide receiver open, but he underthrows him. It was intended for Whalen. It came up about 4 yards short as Whalen turned around at the 30-yard line, and North Middlesex is going to have to punt.
See, that's a question when number 82, Whalen, went down. He saw Holston really is going to take a hit. He should have came back about 5 yards, and I think he would have got that pass, but he sort of looked at it. I think if he had come a little forward, came to the ball, it would have been catchable.
Whalen was open beyond the first down marker, but things didn't quite work out. That'll be 4th down and 13, and Holston is on to punt.
Watch out for a block here, Scott. Things can happen with that bad leg that Holston has in his hands.
Fitchburg is going to send 4 people. It's a high snap, and he just barely gets it away. It could have well been blocked. It's going to take a high bounce and is fielded at the 20-yard line. And down at the 25-yard line is number 41, Mike Bolak. But you're right, Bob. They sent 3 people in hard that were very almost unblocked, and Holston was just able to find a little bit of area between the 3 Fitchburg defenders to get that punt away.
That was a nice tackle by O'Loughlin on that. He could have got away, Bolak.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Fitchburg Red Raiders. They start off at their own 25-yard line with 8:42 remaining here in the third quarter. They have a 7-6 lead.
The game goes on. Fitchburg is really getting a lot of confidence.
Pittsburgh seems to be moving the ball better and better every time they touch it. The handoff on 1st down goes to Bolak, and he carries it across the 25-yard line to about the 28-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down at about 6.
Well, I think that's going to set the tone for the second half. Ray Cassandra, he comes out of the old school at 10 yards, 5 yards. He's not going to try anything fancy. All they're going to do is run it. They have the lead. Why should they do that?
2nd down and 7. They've had a great deal of success, Fitchburg has, with keeping the ball on the ground. They moved the ball well at the end of the first half in the 2-minute offense as well. But it's been the ground game of Bolak and Keenan, which has kept them on top in this one. Keenan gets the handoff this time, and this time there is nothing doing for Mike Keenan as he was brought down by 3 North Middlesex Patriots. Dave Willicott was one of them. I believe one of the others was Mike Piper, and there was a 3rd in on the tackle.
Now, that was a great pursuit there. Willicott came across. Piper got on the other side. Bolak didn't go any place. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to. The defense is really going to come alive in the second half. They were alive in the first half, but I think much stronger this half.
North Middlesex forces Fitchburg into a 3rd and long situation. 3rd down and 11 from their own 24-yard line. 7.5 minutes to go here. In the 3rd quarter, Fitchburg leading 7-6, but now Fitchburg may have to go to the air on this play. That James McCall is set up to the near side right. Roll out by Stefanidis, throws downfield. The pass intended for McCall. McCall's open. He's got it at the 45-yard line. Inside North Middlesex territory down to the 30-yard line. James McCall made the catch. There's a penalty flag on the play, and we'll have to see what that's about.
I don't know. Where's the flag at?
And it's going to be pass interference against the Patriots. So the play will stand, and a big gain for Fitchburg there, as that's really the first time Fitchburg has gone to the air in this game, and it's worked out effectively. Stefanidis threw the ball right where McCall needed it. He had a step on Lavery. He had turned Lavery around, and once he caught the ball, Lavery did a nice job to be able to catch him from behind because McCall was in front of him. McCall could have easily taken off of the end zone.
Well, I'll tell you, all year long, North Middlesex has always been playing in front of the receiver. You can't let them do that extra step. I don't care how much speed you have. Your first object is not to let them catch the ball. And that's what their problem has been, and let's hope they figure that one out.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Red Raiders. They have the ball at the 34-yard line of the Patriots. 7:09 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Fitchburg sets up. The pitch out now to Keenan, although on the right side. He tries to get around the corner, is unable to do so. He did get about 3.5 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and a long 6.
That was a nice hit in there by Lavery, and of course O'Loughlin came across and got him low.
2nd and 6 from the 30-yard line.
The ball is spotted just inside the 30-yard line. A good spot. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for Fitchburg as they're moving the ball here to start the second half. We have 7 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Fitchburg already has a 7-0 lead over North Middlesex, and they're trying to add to that right now. The 2 wideouts are each to the left side now in the I formation. The handoff once again goes to Keenan. He bounces off a tackle. He cuts across the field at the 20. He's inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line where he is finally forced out of bounds by Jason O'Loughlin. But another nice run by Keenan that time, and Fitchburg really dictating the pace of this game right now.
Yeah, Keenan's a good runner. He's very deceptive. He comes out, it looks like he's not moving, then all of a sudden he picks up tremendous amount of speed. And again, the North Middlesex defensive players, again, get trapped inside. Nobody stayed home in that corner.
So for the 3rd time this game, Fitchburg is inside the North Middlesex 20-yard line. They got 1 touchdown earlier as they was able to move it inside the 1 and got the 1-yard touchdown run. The last time they ran out of time in the first half. We'll see what they can do here. 1st down and 10 from just outside the 10-yard line. The handoff is taken by Keenan up the middle to the 8-yard line. And it'll bring up 2nd down and goal for the Red Raiders.
Again, Wallicott was in there. He did a great job on it. Again, watch it. The outside, number 47, Matt Dawson, they're playing a little too tight in there. You got to watch them. Watch that right end over here again. I think they're going to go wide on him, Scott.
2nd down and 8 for the Red Raiders. We're under 6.5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Fitchburg already leading this game by a score of 7-6, and they're trying to build on that. Similar formation, lots of movement that time. North Middlesex pointing at Fitchburg.
I think it was number 70. Again, remember I mentioned you in the first of the program, Fitchburg likes to move that ball, and they do it every time. Every time, in my opinion, it's a penalty. They did it against North Middlesex, but here it's been picked up twice, Scott.
And that time Fitchburg pays a 5-yard price for it, so it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 13-yard line of the Fitchburg Red Raiders. And that makes their situation a little bit more difficult right now. They come up to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down and goal to go back at the 13-yard line of North Middlesex. Fitchburg threatening. Just under 6 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The rollout pass. Looking, fires, complete to Bolak, and he is going to be knocked down at the 6-yard line. So things worked out in the way that Stefanidis was able to complete the pass to Bolak, but Bolak had 2 Patriots draped right on him, and that'll bring up 3rd down and goal from the 7.
3rd and goal from the 7-yard line.
Again, I think you're going to watch out for a draw play here, right? Everybody's going to be back for a quick pass, but I think what they'll do is they'll probably give it a draw. Let's see what happens.
The Red Raiders could be looking at 4 downs right now to make the end zone. They have two wideouts split to the left side, and they're on the left hash mark, so they're really cutting their field down. Now Bolak goes in motion for a split backfield. The pitch out goes to Keenan. Keenan tries to move upfield, and he is driven back by number 54, David Wollicott. He is driven back at the 5-yard line, and now it's decision time for Ray Cosenza. The ball will probably be spotted at the 5-yard line, and he's faced with either a 22-yard field goal or a 4th and 5 situation.
Now you see that play, Wollicott got him, but Piper turned that play in the outside, and he did a great job on it. Piper came across with Steve Martin with him, and Wollicott cleaned it up.
And it looks as though Fitchburg is going to attempt the field goal, as they've brought a different unit onto the field. And it looks as though it's number 83, Anthony DeVito, who will attempt the field goal. Stefanidis is the holder. It'll be a 23-yard attempt. The snap is low, the kick is up, and the kick is going to be no good, off to the left side. So North Middlesex comes up with a stop once again. Fitchburg has had the ball inside into the North Middlesex territory 3 times. They've only scored once, and that's another big break for the Patriots.
Yeah, that was a nice kick. He got the ball away and everything, but I think he hurt his right leg on that. But thank God it went wide. Let's see North Middlesex take this ball and start moving with it.
Well, on the kick, the lawn snap was a little bit off the mark. It was a little behind Stefanidis, so Stefanidis had to reach back, and I think he got it down a little bit late, and what happened was DeVito was already on the ball by the time it was spotted, and he kind of had to kick it with a short motion. But either way, it's 1st down and 10 for the Patriots at their own 20-yard line, and Lavery right away wants a timeout. He came out with 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and the lone setback was T.J. Pearson, a very unusual set, but obviously Lavery saw something he didn't like and wanted to talk it over right away.
Well, you're right. Lavery looked around, but also I think the coaches on the sideline put that formation in there. They want to take a look at what defense they were up against and maybe come back with something else, Scott. You called it right, and let's see how they do it when they go back. You notice that Holston was out here in a wide receiver position.
1st down and 10 for the North Middlesex Patriots. They have the ball at their own 20-yard line with 4:02 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Patriots are trailing this one by a score of 7-6. The running backs in right now, T.J. Pearson, along with Jesse Auburn and Jamie Holston. Also in is number 84, Grant Page, who's a freshman, getting a start at wide receiver this afternoon for North Middlesex.
To the owner of a black BMW, license plate number 557 CLP. Put in your car, your lights are on.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. And the pass is completed to Holston. He's got some room. He's across the 40 to the 50. Inside Fitchburg territory to the 30, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Patriots. There are no flags on the play, and the North Middlesex Patriots have a touchdown. It was just a pass to Holston in the slot, and Holston just took off. Nobody was able to bring him down. He used his tremendous speed and rumbled 80 yards for the touchdown. And North Middlesex, as they did in the first half, draw first blood here in the second half and will retake the lead by a score of 12-7.
Now, you remember the play before. I told you Holston was out there. Something was up. They get a little innovated. That's the way you're going to beat this Fitchburg team. You can't just go at them raw power.
North Middlesex is going to go for the 2-point conversion to try to even up things here at 7. They missed an extra point earlier in this game. Lavery. The handoff goes to Holstrom, and he's got nothing there for him. So North Middlesex's conversion attempt is halted once again, but the Patriots, on an 80-yard pass completion for a touchdown from Rob Lavery to Jamie Holstrom, have regained the lead here with 3:46 to go here in the 3rd quarter, 12-7.
Now, everybody in the stands knew that Holston was going to get that ball. I would have came off with a counter or a quick pass over the middle. Everybody converged to it, but hey, they're up 12-7. Let them take that and let their defense do the job now. Coach Ruggles and the staff did a great job looking it over. They came back with that pass play. Hey, hats off to them, Scott.
North Middlesex certainly doing their best to take back the momentum in this game, something they haven't had since the early moments. And they have the lead now, and they're in the driver's seat with 3:46 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. They have a 12-7 lead over Fitchburg. Lavery, Casey Lavery on to kick the ball off. Back deep for Fitchburg, Chris Gallagher. And it looks as though Roberto Felice, the senior fullback, is also back with him. They're stationed at about the 11-yard line. As Bob mentioned earlier, Lavery likes to keep the ball on the ground. And he does this time. It takes a nice bounce at the 20. It's going to be fielded at the 16. It's taken by Felice across the 30, and he goes down to the 34-yard line. So a decent run back, and that's where Fitchburg will start off. First down and 10 from their own 33-yard line with 3:37 remaining here in the third quarter. Fitchburg now facing a 12-7 deficit.
Well, now this is what you call a key defensive series. It's late in the third quarter. You still got the whole fourth quarter, but you're going to find out to see if Fitchburg was shaken up with that quick touchdown. So
it'll be a very interesting, Bob, you're correct, on how Fitchburg regroups from that long touchdown run. The two North Middlesex scores have both been on big plays. Stefanidis calling out the play. And lots of movement that time. It's going to be a free play for Fitchburg, and Keenan is going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage, so they'll take the penalty and we'll get a 1st and 5 situation in all likelihood.
Again, there was the center that moved that ball. He does it every time. He did it in the first game, and the referees only picked it up twice. North Middlesex had 4 or 5 offsides, again with Fitchburg in that first game, Scott. You weren't there, but they seemed to do that.
Well, either way, they're going to have a 1st and 5 situation right now. 3:35 remaining here in the third quarter, and Fitchburg trailing by a score of 12-7. 1st and 5 at their own 39-yard line. The handoff goes to Keenan. He's got it around the left side. He's got enough for the first down as he's forced out of bounds on the far sideline at the 45-yard line. That'll be 1st down and 10 for Fitchburg there.
Again, that was another case where the secondary didn't come up quick enough. They put 2 men on Wallacott, held him, and he couldn't get to the outside with him. So the double team in Wallacott, and I'll be very frank with you, number 87, Sean Murphy's getting trapped in there.
1st down and 10. Fitchburg has gone to great expense in this game to try to neutralize Wallacott, and Wallacott has come up with a couple of big plays. Despite that, 1st down and 10 at their own 45-yard line for the Red Raiders. The option play, Stefanidis pitches it back to Keenan. Keenan did a nice job to even come up with the pitch back, and he wound up moving forward for a gain of 4 yards, but Stefanidis was hit as he pitched it back. It was a high pitch, and Keenan did a nice job just to come down with it, and an even better job to move forward for a gain of 4.
Number 40, T.J. Pearson is going in for Murphy because that's 2 plays in a row he's taken out of it. Now, he's a young, smart sophomore. It's only his 2nd game he started, so it's still experience, and the coaches down on the sideline are talking to him. So let's see what happens, see if this move can help out.
2nd down and 6. 2 wideouts to the left side now for Fitchburg, and the I formation. Back to pass. Stefanidis fires complete. Inside North Middlesex territory, down about the 43-yard line. The pass was complete to Mike Arajo. Depending on the spot, it looked as though where he came down with it, he's going to have enough for the 1st down, because it looked like he came down with it about the 44-yard line. If that's so, he should have enough for the 1st, and he does. So to bring up 1st down and 10 for the Red Raiders at the 44-yard line of North Middlesex, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. North Middlesex leading by a score of 12-7.
You got a player for Fitchburg hurt, number 64, George Bishop. He's one of the captains. He's a senior. Also in that play, the wide receiver seemed to take off quick like a motion, but hey, he was down there and he cut the ball.
North Middlesex leading this game by a score of 12-7. The Division I Central Mass Super Bowl, once again for the 3rd consecutive year. It's the North Middlesex Patriots and the Fitchburg Raiders. We've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. North Middlesex is in the home red in this one, Fitchburg in the road white. Reminder, you're listening to the Division I Central Mass Super Bowl on Neshoba Cable Systems football coverage. Here from WPI Alumni Field in Worcester, Massachusetts. The player down once again for Fitchburg is Bishop, number 64. He's one of the captains on the team. He's one of their biggest players at 6'1", 240 pounds. So that would be a difficult loss for them. He seems to be up and walking around okay. A little bit gingerly, but other than that, he appears as though he may be able to continue later on in this game. It'll be first down and 10 for the Red Raiders at the Patriots' 44-yard line.
Well, here comes a key play right now. Now, Murphy's going back in on the other side. Let's hope he picked up a few pointers. And he's a tough kid out there, does a good job.
First down and 10 for the Red Raiders. Back to pass. Pump fake by Stefanidis, and he is taken down way behind the line of scrimmage. Number 35, Mike Piper, and number 61, Steve Martin were the ones who got in there, and Stefanidis pump faked, and as soon as he didn't throw the ball right away, he was in big trouble, Bob.
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's Steve Martin's the one that caused that play with his hands up, and Piper came in and did the job. But in high school football, you've got to have your hands up coming in, and I'll tell you, Ruggles always teach those kids that, and it sure proved it the last few times.
We mentioned that first down play was a key play, and this turns into, this is evident of that, because now it's 2nd and 16. They've got to make up a great amount of yardage that was lost, almost 7 yards lost on that first play. The option, Stefanidis is going to keep it. He's inside North Middlesex territory once again, but is down at the 46-yard line. He gained a little over 4 yards, but it's going to bring up 3rd down and 12 for Fitchburg.
Well, that actually was a good defensive play, even though he picked up 4 yards. Sean Murphy did a good job. He went in after his man. Steve Martin came down the line, and then, of course, Lavery came over. It was a very good defensive play. They didn't let him get any more. They didn't allow it to him.
3rd down and 12. We've got 52 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Fitchburg will probably have to run one more play here in this quarter, as we're under 50 seconds now. North Middlesex is leading it by a score of 12-7. Fitchburg has 2 wide-out split. Yarborough is the wide-out split to the near side right. There's a penalty flag down. Stefanidis goes to the air, fires, just overthrows the intended receiver, Yarborough. But a flag is down, and we'll have to see what that's all about as the clock stops with 31 seconds remaining.
It was the right side over here. It's against Fitchburg. The wide receiver moved, and it's going to be 5 yards back.
Actually, North Middlesex would do well to decline that penalty, and I believe that will be the case. So North Middlesex will force Fitchburg to punt, and we'll get the ball back with a 12-7 lead. In the waning moments here of the 3rd quarter from the Division I Central Mass Super Bowl here in Worcester, Massachusetts. On to punt right now for Fitchburg is Anthony DeVito. Back deep for the Patriots is Jamie Holston at about the 20, and at the 30-yard line is O'Laughlin. The kick is just barely away. It's going to be fielded by Holston at the 15. He tries to take it along the sideline and is forced out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and thrown down to the ground was Holston on the play. I don't see any flags. Many of the Patriots fans here are howling at the officials, but I don't see any flags along the sideline. And nice coverage that time by Fitchburg. They forced Holston to the sideline. Did not allow him to get a big gain. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Patriots at their own 23-yard line with 19 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter as they try to build on a 12-7 lead.
Well, it looked like Holston got hit in the sidelines, but he really didn't. He was spinning away, and the kid hit him by the ankle, so it appeared that he pulled him down out there, but there was really no foul on that play at all.
Of course, the Patriots fans sensitive to attacks at Holstrom's ankle. Middlesex with another formation right now, the split backfield with Auburn, the wide out split to the left side. The handoff goes to Holstrom. He powers his way forward across the 25 to the 27-yard line. And without a flag, that should be the final play of the 3rd quarter. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 situation when we begin the 4th quarter, but after 3 quarters of action here from Alumni Field on the campus of WPI, the score, the North Middlesex Patriots 12 and the Fitchburg Red Raiders 7. We're going to take a break. From Alumni Field and WPI, Scott Sousa along with Bob Goudreau. A reminder, you're listening to North Middlesex and Fitchburg football here on Neshoba Cable Systems.
Endangered species? I have a sick child to worry about.
You know, the willow tree gave us aspirin, the rosy periwinkle treatments for cancer, and the octopus makes a chemical to fight high blood pressure. But what miracle drugs will never be found if the species that provide them become extinct?
Species extinction? We've got our hands full trying to feed our family.
Food crops are made more bug and disease resistant by crossing them with wild plants. That can mean lower prices.
Look, I got a business to run.
Well, that wax he's using comes from the carnauba plant. And simple seaweeds benefit all kinds of businesses with ingredients for paints, fire extinguishers, and hundreds of foods. Fact is, there's something in nature for everyone. With countless species in jeopardy and more than 100 becoming extinct every day, can we really afford not to protect them? To learn more, call the National Wildlife Federation at 1-800-824-WILD.
Scott Souza back here with Bob Godot here as we begin the fourth quarter of action, and Holston takes it on the first play of the fourth quarter. He's across midfield. He's inside Fitchburg territory, inside the 35-yard line, down to the 34. Jamie Holston with another big run to start off the fourth quarter as North Middlesex tries to build on a 12-7 lead.
I'll tell you what, if you looked at that play and that tackle, Bolak is a very smart fella. He went for his ankles where he injured it first. He went right down, first of all, I guess, to make it a sure tackle. I know he didn't really do it intentionally because Bolak's a very good sport. But hey, he went for that area there and he took him down.
It was the only way that Holston was going to be stopped. Nonetheless, the Patriots have the ball first down and 10 now with the 29-yard line of the Red Raiders with 10 minutes and 36 seconds remaining here in this football game. The Patriots already have a 12-7 lead as they try to make it a two-touchdown game. Hand off to Holston. He bangs across the 20-yard line inside the 20 to the 17, close to another first down. So the North Middlesex Patriots are now taking control of this football game and are doing it behind the running of Jamie Holstrom. It'll be second down now and 3 from about the 17-yard line as we wind down to the 10-minute mark. And Bob, if the Patriots are able to score here and go up by more than a touchdown, then Fitchburg has to start watching the clock because we'd be under 10 minutes, under 9 minutes to go. Fitchburg would need 2 scores. They'd have to move the ball quickly.
I'd give the ball to number 20 now, Auburn. Get some speed out there.
The handoff goes to Holston once again, and this time he is bottled up right at about the 16-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down. As he takes the ball down to the 16, it'll bring up third down now at about 2. But one thing, a field goal would go. They still have a play here for the first down, but if Casey Lavery has a good leg, and if they could get a field goal in this situation, they would open up an 8-point lead and ensure that Fitchburg could not take the lead on a touchdown. But that's being presumptuous. We still have a third down and 3 play to go here from the 21-yard line of Fitchburg with 9:18 to go here in this football game. North Middlesex leading 12-7.
I'll tell you right now, it's a 4-play area. They're not going to go for the field goal, Scott. They just don't have a man right now that's going to do it. I think you're going to see him right off the tackle.
The handoff goes right up the middle, and it looks as though he was able to power forward for the first down to the 18-yard line.
He did make it by about a half a foot.
North Middlesex signaling for the first down, Piscatello is, and they have it, so it'll be first down and 10 for the Patriots at the 17-yard line, or just inside the 18-yard line of Fitchburg, with 8:53 and counting to go here in the football game. And North Middlesex probably would bode well with this ground game. They take a lot of time off the clock. They only have 18 yards to go, but they could take another 2 minutes off the clock in doing so. North Middlesex really in the driver's seat right now. Lavery calling the play. The handoff goes back to Holstrom. He powers his way forward to the 15-yard line, and the clock continues to tick. We're under 8.5 minutes remaining.
I think I'm going to look for a sweep this side. Again, I saw that safety came up. They're setting them up, and I think they're going to come out on this outside. Number 32 was too far in. So look for a wide play, either the pitch out or a sweep on the right side.
We're down under 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go. North Middlesex took a 12-7 lead here in this half on an 80-yard touchdown pass from Lavery to Holston. They have the ball back now, and they're moving the ball well. This drive was set up by another strong run by Holston. This time Holston has the ball inside the 10-yard line. He's going to be about 2 yards short of another first down. It'll be third down and 2, and the clock continues to run down to 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
Third down and 2 on the 10.
Jamie Holstrom once again comes up a little bit gimpy on that play, and he's going to come out of the game for a play. He's replaced by Jason O'Laughlin. So Holston, who has received tremendous praise and tremendous notoriety throughout the season as being one of the best running backs in central Massachusetts, or in the state for that matter, comes back out of the game. And that'll bring up a third down and 2 situation for the Patriots. Splitting wide left now is O'Laughlin. They have the I formation with 2 tight ends. The handoff goes to Jesse Auburn, and he's not going to get the first down. He's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage at the 10. So, Bob, here's an interesting call. You have 4th down at about 2. A field goal will be 27 yards. You said before that the Patriots probably wouldn't be looking to go for a field goal in this game. But if they were, this would probably be the prime place to do it. They still have almost 2 yards to go for the first down.
Well, first of all, I don't think they go for the field goal. Against Cambridge Ridge and Lat last week, the extra kicker Lavery missed 4 extra points. His ball comes across. He's soccer style. I give it to the bread and butter guy now, Holston. Let him take it in. The worst case scenario is Fitchburg's on their own 8 or 9 yard line, and there's a timeout.
North Middlesex wants to think about this for the reason that Holston, as I mentioned before, left the game. So he's still walking gingerly on that sideline. They may have to retape his ankle because he appears to be once again in pain. So they're without their number 1 power fullback right now because Holston once again has left the game. They're also without Kingsley. They take the timeout to talk things over. It's their second timeout here in this second half. There's 6 minutes and 28 seconds remaining here in this football game. The Division I Central Mass Super Bowl between the North Middlesex Patriots and the Fitchburg Red Raiders. And the Patriots have a 12-7 lead.
Well, also, you look at that clock, Scott. Right now, if they go for a field goal, they're going to be 15-7. If they go for a touchdown, obviously, and it'd be 19 or 20, depending on the extra point. But 15 points, what will it do? Fitchburg can come right back, get a touchdown, score 2 points, and they're up on North Middlesex. Or they tie it, actually. So might as well go for it. That's the way I would do it. Of course, I'm not the coach, Scott.
And it looks as though they are going to take your advice, Bob, and they are going to go for it.
4th down and 2.
It's 4th down and 2 for the North Middlesex Patriots. They have the ball at the 10-yard line of Fitchburg. And well, now perhaps not. As Rob Lavery, however, is on to kick the field goal. It's going to be a 26-yard attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. So the North Middlesex Patriots do go for the field goal. And they have got it, a 23-yard field goal by Rob Lavery, the quarterback. They take a 15-7 lead with 6:21 remaining.
I'm not the coach, and let me tell you something. It was a great kick. He hasn't been consistent in the last few weeks, but I'll tell you right now, it's 15-7. Fitchburg has got to work for it, and maybe the coach is thinking is, hey, worst case scenario, they can tie it up. We go into extra time. So, hey, I guess it's not a bad call, and that's why one thing I've learned, you never second-guess Coach Ruggles. That's why he's the best in Central Mass.
6 minutes and 21 seconds remain here in this football game. North Middlesex has just extended their lead to 15-7 on a 23-yard field goal by Rob Lavery. And as Bob mentioned, Fitchburg can do no better than tie right now. Casey Lavery to kick the ball off. He kicks it, and it's fielded on a line drive at the 26-yard line. This is returnable from Bolak, but in there to make the tackle. And that was Mike Piper who got across and made a beautiful open field tackle.
Yep, that was a nice tackle out there. He came right down.
So that will make it 1st down and 10 for the Fitchburg Red Raiders at their own 33-yard line with 6:13 remaining here in this game. The North Middlesex offense has staked the defense to a 15-7 lead, and now it's up to the defense to hold the Red Raiders. They have decent field position, but it's not great. The pitch out on 1st down goes to Keenan, and he is unable to get along the left side. Taken down by Matt Dawson taken down by Mike Piper at the 36-yard line, a gain of about 3.
Again, if you look at what they're trying to neutralize the sophomore on this side. Piper came right across from his linebacking position, and let me tell you, he did a great job. He came right down to the line and give the secondary credit. They came across with him, and it really pinned him to the sideline.
And one other thing they did is they did not allow Keenan to get out of bounds, so that clock continues to run. We're down to 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in this football game. 2nd down and 7. Fitchburg has been, the yards that they have gained in this game have been short yardage. The pass is batted in the air, and it is going to be caught by North Middlesex. It's going to be intercepted.
Intercepted by North Middlesex.
The interception by North Middlesex on the tip. Number 61, Steve Martin, came down with it. A big play by the Patriots. And now North Middlesex just has to go on the field and take up some time. North Middlesex had 3 men going at the quarterback, Stefanati's. The ball was batted in the air, and it was Steve Martin who came down with it. And now the Patriots have the ball. First down and 10 at the Fitchburg 28-yard line with 5:18 remaining in this football game.
Now you run from sideline to sideline. You eat some minutes off that clock, and now you become conservative. Let's see what happens.
So the Patriots, at least for the time being, have taken total control of this football game. We have 5:18 to go. They have a 15-7 lead, and the ball deep in Fitchburg territory. On first down, Lavery, the handoff to Auburn. He tries to take it along the left side, and he is forced out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Not necessarily what you'd want to do in this situation, go out of bounds, as the clock stops with 5:08 to go here in the first half. But they do pick up about 5 yards. It'll be second down now. And actually, they picked up more than 5 yards. They picked up about 8 yards, so it'll be second down and 2 from the Fitchburg 20.
You see how fast Auburn got out there, and you see the interior from Fitchburg. They keyed on the big boys at North Middlesex, and they went to the inside holes. Auburn went around that corner and turned it, almost got away. Auburn
utilizing his quickness, as you pointed out earlier, Bob. 5 minutes and 8 seconds remain here in this football game. North Middlesex trying to add to a 15-7 lead in the Division I Central Mass Super Bowl. The handoff to Holstrom up the middle. He's still on his feet, down to the 15-yard line. He's going to have a North Middlesex first down. And one thing that has not happened right now, I'm a little bit surprised that they have not stopped the clock in a pile-up, but they elect to let the clock continue to run, which is beneficial for the Patriots. North Middlesex has a first down, but they've yet to move the chains.
Yeah, I think what happened on that, Scott, is the referee didn't know where the ball was going to be spotted at. The clock is still running until they determine that. They stop the clock, the chain's moving now. So North Middlesex get away with about 15, 18 seconds. You're very observant out there, Scott.
First down and 10 for the Patriots. The ball's at the 16-yard line of Fitchburg. North Middlesex got possession on this one when Steve Martin intercepted a battered pass at the 22 of Fitchburg. And now North Middlesex moving the ball. The handoff to Holstrom. He's still on his feet, spins away once, and gets down close to the 10-yard line. A gain of 5.
Well, like we said when we came into this game, I told you against power, against speed. It certainly showed up with Holston's speed. And anytime you have that combination, speed's going to beat you.
A second down and 4 situation. The clock continues to tick away. We're under 4 minutes remaining here in the Division I Central Mass Super Bowl between North Middlesex and Fitchburg, and North Middlesex knocking on the door for a score that could put this one out of reach. Lavery, the handoff once again to Holstrom. He's inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line.
Down on the 3-yard line.
It'll be first down and goal to go for the Patriots inside the 5. They're probably going to spot it at about the 3, and they do. And the clock continues to tick now. 3 minutes and 26 seconds and counting. North Middlesex is going to be in no hurry to get these plays off.
I'll tell you, Scott, there's no question about it. Everybody thought with Holston hurting himself in that first half, he wasn't coming back. I'm telling you, he's playing yeoman duty right now.
We've seen a tremendous effort from all the Patriots in this game. Lavery calling out the play on first down. The handoff to Holstrom. He powers his way through the middle. No signal from the referees yet.
Holston on the carry.
He got very close to the goal line. And I think they're probably going to spot it just shy.
It was interesting that the linesman over here went over to the goal line, looked like it was over, then he walked to the left and waited to the inside guy call. I thought he crossed it with the ball, but hey, I'm not down in the field.
Well, it serves to take even more time off the clock. We're down to the 2-minute 30-second mark. North Middlesex is about 1 foot away from going a long way to putting this one out of reach. Lavery comes up to the line of scrimmage. Calling out the play. He powers forward himself. Touchdown, Patriots! Rob Lavery took it over himself, and the North Middlesex Patriots have taken a 21-7 lead with less than 3 minutes remaining in this football game.
There's no question about it. North Middlesex is a class in North Central County. There's really a team down here that can't beat them. North Middlesex got a lot of underclassmen coming up. This year they're good. Next year they're going to be good. But give Fitchburg credit. They tried, but they don't have the depth. I said that at the start of the game. They go with normally 15 players. North Middlesex goes in and out all day.
Well, the game's not over yet, but it would take a tremendous comeback from Fitchburg to pull this one out because they are an extra point away. Lavery's kick is up, and it is good, and the North Middlesex Patriots have taken a 22-7 lead with 2 minutes and 19 seconds remaining here in this football game. And the North Middlesex fans are sensing victory.
We're in here.
2 minutes and 19 seconds remain here in this football game. North Middlesex has just gone up 22-7 on a 1-yard touchdown dive, or a 1-foot touchdown dive by Rob Lavery. And that was set up by the interception by Sean Martin back at about the 26-yard line. And now North Middlesex just has to rely on their defense, which has been tremendous the entire football game, to be able to stop Fitchburg one more time and head back up Route I-90 with a victory.
I tell you, enough hasn't been said of the sophomores that have been playing. Dawson, you got Murphy. I'll tell you, they've done a tremendous job out here, and anytime you do that, you had 3 sophomores playing the defense, Scott. You had Ruggles, Murphy, and Dawson. Now, that's something going to a big game like this.
And it will bode well for the upcoming seasons for the Patriots. On the kickoff that time, the place kicker Casey Lavery was unable to get it through the initial surge of Fitchburg. Therefore, Fitchburg has good field position. And they're going to have to move the ball very quickly because they trail 22-7 with 2:15 to go here in this football game. Calling out the play is Stefanades. He's probably going to have to go to the air. He does on first down. Fires short, complete to the 50-yard line, inside North Middlesex territory, down, and the ball is fumbled. It's on the ground. Lavery's got it, I believe.
North Middlesex got it.
Rob Lavery recovers the fumble, and North Middlesex has regained possession at their own 44-yard line with just over 2 minutes to go. And this second half, from about the 5-minute mark of the second half on, has been all North Middlesex. They have completely dominated the second half of football.
Well, quite frankly, to be very honest with you, you're right, Scott. They dominated the second half, but I'll tell you right now, they really dominated that first half with that defensive club. That kept them into the game to get to this second half, Scott. And let me tell you, hats off to the whole team. It's been a heck of an effort.
There's a Fitchburg player who's down on the field right now, but the Patriots will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line with just over 2 minutes to go, as they are well in the driver's seat right now. The pass on that last play was completed, I believe, to Clarence Yarborough, actually, cutting along the right side. He cut back towards the middle of the field, fumbled. Lavery hopped on top. And the North Middlesex Patriots now just have to hold on to the ball for the next 2 minutes, and they are going to go back with their 4th Super Bowl title in 5 years, which is really tremendous if you think about it, in central Massachusetts.
Yeah, what do you do for an encore? Next year, a lot of teams get better. North Middlesex always has good attitude. They have good coaches. They have a lot of good kids. Say, hey, they'll come out next year and they'll play good ball, and it's really interesting. This team is great. They came out. They figured they weren't going to, maybe 7-3, maybe 8-2, but I'll tell you, against all odds, this team has done a great job.
And North Middlesex now getting a response from their fans, as their cheerleaders have done a nice job getting the fans into this game throughout the Super Bowl. The Patriots lead 22-7 right now, with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here in this football game. They have the ball at their own 43-yard line. And now it's basically just hold on to the ball and try to get, I think 2 first downs will be enough to end this thing. The handoff goes to Holstrom, and he had a hole. He cut across the 50 inside Fitchburg territory to the 45-yard line. It was a gain of 13 yards, and that's another first down. Fitchburg is going to call a timeout right here. I believe they probably have 4 or 5 timeouts remaining, so they still can stop the clock a number of times. But the Patriots, with another first down, come even closer to finishing off this football game. First down and 10 for the Patriots. The ball is at the 45-yard line of Fitchburg.
Well, Scott, that tells you something right there, that the North Middlesex isn't going to lay down. They went through the center, and I think Fitchburg is just probably loose enough to let those things happen, okay? They're behind. You have a minute 57 to go, and when you're down 15 points, it gets us tough to come up that line of scrimmage, Scott. What do you think?
It's going to be very difficult. I see along the sideline here, number 35, Mike Piper, is planning something with the Gatorade bottle. So the coaching staff better be a little bit cautious to that effect. But other than that, the Patriots have the ball first down and 10 from the 35-yard line, for the 45-yard line of Fitchburg, and all they've got to do, they don't have to score again, obviously. All they got to do is run this thing out. Once again, they come up with a wishbone formation, close to the line of scrimmage, don't want to make a mistake. The handoff once again goes to Holstrom, and he powers his way forward, still on his feet. He fumbles the ball, and I think North Middlesex was able to get the ball back.
Oh, they get the ball back,
Yeah, the Patriots were able to get the ball back. They actually wound up getting about 7 yards on the play. So they want to be very careful that they don't turn the ball over. But either way, they have a 2-touchdown advantage.
Now, Mackey has all Makita power tools on sale. Pick up a Makita palm sander for just $49. Makita heat gun now marked down to $55. At these low prices, Makita power tools really belong under the Christmas tree this year. Stuff the work gloves, batteries, and a Mackey gift certificate right into the stocking. Mackey Building Center, 160 Mass Ave, Route 2A Lunenburg, and Betty Spring Road in Gardner. Everyone at Mackey's wishes you a safe and happy holiday season.
Nobody backs you up like Mackey. 104.5 FM WXLO.
Used to tick. We're down to 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining here in this game. They're going to be short of the first down, and the clock stops momentarily. If he gets the first down, then they're going to have to stop the clock to move the chains. And they do. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Patriots at the 35-yard line of Fitchburg. The North Middlesex Patriots leading Fitchburg by a score of 22-7 with a minute to go. And they are now less than 60 seconds away from 4 Super Bowl titles. In 5 years, it'll be the second consecutive year that they will have defeated Fitchburg for the Division I Central Mass Super Bowl championship. They come up to the line of scrimmage, Lavery, and he's just going to down the ball. That's all he has to do. We're under 30 seconds remaining here in this game.
It's all over now, Scott. That was it right there, and let me tell you, North Middlesex certainly deserves the best, the kids, the school, and I'm very proud to be a part of North Middlesex, Scott.
It's a tremendous football program.
No one is permitted on the field at this time. Thank you.
And we'll let you listen to the North Middlesex fans count down the last 5 seconds of this game.
Listen to that crowd out there, Scott. Unbelievable. They're going wild out there.
That's going to do it. The North Middlesex Patriots, for the 4th time in 5 years, are the Super Bowl champions. And the Patriots players showing a tremendous activity out on the field, jumping around. Some of the players that have done well this season, Ed Silver, I see running around out on the field, as well as Sean Pelletier. Some of the seniors, as now they go out to congratulate Fitchburg, but really a tremendous effort by North Middlesex when you consider that they lost one of their players on the opening play of the game. Holstrom was hurt the entire game. They were without 2 of their other players for other reasons, but they came forward, especially in the second half, just took complete control of this game.
Well, Scott, you're absolutely right. They controlled the game, believe it or not, even all the problems in the first half. But I'll tell you, the only way you control a game or win a game like this is when you have teamwork. That's exactly what happened out here. Tremendous amount of teamwork, and with the coaches and the kids. And my hat's off to them. I've been proud and happy to do a lot of the games on this network and the radio station, and the best of the kids, and they certainly deserve it. They deserve everything they get. And you know, it's been my pleasure to work with you, Scott. You did a great job, and I hope you come back next year.
Well, thank you very much, Bob. You were a tremendous help, as well as now, hopefully we have a shot at a couple of the seniors on the field right now. Jamie Holstrom, number 26, of course, playing in his final game here at North Middlesex. Without a doubt, he's going to continue on and probably play collegiate football. Big 6'3", 220-pound tailback who's had a tremendous season, and it's nice to see for some of these seniors like Lavery, who's a senior, Holstrom, who's a senior, a number of other players, Pearson, who's a senior, that this season is culminating with a Super Bowl crown. Mike Piper showing emotion on the sideline right now. You can probably see number 70, Joe Piscatello, exerting the fans on. And once again, we mentioned it before, tremendous fan response. Head coach Sandy Ruggles is on the field now, along with Jamie Holstrom and Rob Lavery, as they are going to be awarded right now the Super Bowl trophy out at midfield, and we'll be able to let you watch that.
I'll tell you, I'm really happy. They're out there receiving the trophy from the MIAA site manager. You got Holstead out there, Lavery, and you have the coach out there. And hey, our hats off to Fitchburg too. Fitchburg had a fine year. They did a great job. They're runner-up.